Good morning, students and parents. Hope you're doing well. Last video, we turned questions into statements without answering the question. Today, we're going to add the answer to the question, and I'm going to show you how to find the answer in the text. If the answer is in the text, you're 100% correct. We don't just take answers out of midair and see what works best with what we think is going to work. We actually have to find the answer in the text. That's what we're going to do for questions 1, 2, and 3, and there'll be another video for 4, 5, and 6. Good luck. Hang in there. I know it's a little bit of work, but we're just starting the year off. By the end of the year, you'll have this down. So we started our question and answers by turning the question into a statement. And we've already done all that. Now we're going to answer a question. And here's that passage that I was telling you about. It was kind of long. Some of you could probably read all the way through it from the beginning to the end. Some of you might need someone to help you read it, like maybe they take the hard parts and you take the easy parts. Some of you may need someone to read all the parts to you, maybe a couple times. So we really want to kind of go through and we want to comprehend what the passage is saying. That's why we learn how to read. When we go to a restaurant, we look at a menu, we want to be able to understand what it is we're ordering. That's called comprehension. You know ahead of time what's going to come because you already asked the waitress. Here's the same thing. There's going to be some questions in here we want to answer. We're going to have to be able to comprehend this text. Now, the first thing we do when we try and comprehend text is we're going to go ahead and just number the paragraphs. I like when paragraphs indent. That means the paragraph starts with a capital and it's moved in a little bit. These have separations between paragraphs. That's become more and more popular. But it's a little bit hard to find out where the paragraphs are. This has 7 paragraphs. It has quite a few down here because there's speaking parts. And each person that speaks gets their own paragraph. So there's 7 paragraphs here. When we answer questions, it's helpful to be able to say that question can be answered in paragraph 2 or paragraph 3. So you can find the answer yourself in the paragraph. For this, we're just going to practice changing, making a statement and having the question answered at the end of our statement. So, have your passage numbered by paragraphs, and let's go ahead and start. Erica didn't wear the same shirt because... Okay, let's look at paragraph 1. Does it mention anything about her shirt? It does not. Let's look at paragraph 2. Does it mention anything about her shirt? She wouldn't wear the same colored shirt 2 days in a row. Okay, you're going to need a highlighter to keep track of where we're at on your passage. Let's look at that question again. Erica didn't wear the same shirt because she didn't wear the same shirt 2 days in a row. Now I can almost insert because in the next sentence. Because she believed that you couldn't experience each day as a new day if you wore yesterday's color. So let's highlight that part in paragraph 2 that answers the question. There's our answer. Now we have to put it with part of our statement. Now it's a good idea to kind of put your paper right over the area that's going to answer the question so you can use some of the words in the passage to include in your answer. Erica didn't wear the same shirt because she believed that you couldn't experience each day as a new. She believed that you couldn't experience each day as a new day. Period. If you wore yesterday's colors. I'm just going to kind of leave that part out. But most of my answer was in this sentence. I used most of the words in here. Erica didn't wear the same shirt because she believed that you couldn't experience each day as a new day. We found the answer in the text. This is 100% correct. Let's look at number 2. What does Erica like about Jenna's personality? We already said her personality was how Jenna, as a character, how she behaves and acts. What does Erica like about Jenna's personality? Not going to be in paragraph 1. It looks like it's going to be in paragraph 2 again. Let's see, she overlooked Jenna's quirks, though she kidded her about them sometimes. What she liked about Jenna was that she was thoughtful and she liked to help. Erica liked Jenna because, well, let's highlight that first. She was thoughtful, so this is a character. This is part of Jenna's personality, how she behaves. Now I could hold this over here again. Now it's not going to work for the answers at the bottom. I'll probably run out of some space. She was thoughtful. That's O-U-G-H again. She was thoughtful and she liked to help. I'm just going to put helpful. That's saying the same thing. If you can use other words to substitute, that's fine. Erica likes Jenna because she was thoughtful and helpful. There's the answer in the text. This is the answer we put down on our statement. If it's in the text, it's 100% correct. Let's look at the next one. Why did they take the long route home? Okay, we already read paragraph 1 and 2, and it wasn't there, so let's look into 3. After getting the salt tossed over her shoulder, Jenna and Erica began the walk from the mall back to Jenna's house. So they're walking back. Their route took them through the park. Okay, that still didn't tell us when. Where the soccer game was going on. All right. Still didn't answer the questions. That meant that they had to take a longer route around the field and past the ghost tree. Why did they take the long route home? Can you find that answer in paragraph 3? They took the long route around the field past the ghost tree, but why? Because there was a soccer game going on. They took the long route home to, I could say because, well, I'd have to change where to there, because there was a soccer game going on. It's going to be hard to fit all these questions in here. This is probably the last one we're going to be able to do this with. But you keep practicing this at home. They took the long route home to, I'm going to put avoid the soccer game. That's one way you can say it. A second way is you can say it, They took the long route home because there was a soccer game. In the park. This would be a second way you could answer that question. So both these were taken from the text. So both these answers would be 100% correct. You might have written something even a little bit different than this, but as long as you got it from reading the text, you're going to be 100% correct. Now I'm going to split this up into two parts. I'm going to do 4, 5, and 6 in the next video.